Mm. We are episode 2 into the Sunshine in the Mirror, and I'm enjoying it. I'm actually getting a lot of Atelier Ryza vibes from this show so far. If you know what Atelier is, it was a game that got recently really popular with its latest installment in character for certain aspects. And they got their own anime this season, and it's getting all the same vibes a little as this YOHANE series is giving off. A girl who wants to do big things but lives in a small town, and they learn to appreciate the little things while continue a path they never knew they'll go down. And Yohane is definitely having that kind of adventure that she's going through right now. Small steps, she's not jumping right in the middle of fighting and action because, they're not fighters. She's just a girl who just wants to sing, to perform, but she's trying to find a way to make money. And this episode is all about the value and work. You can get a job anywhere, almost anywhere, from doing all kinds of stuff. But the fact is that the job for you? Are you going to be happy with the job, or can you really endure the job? The truth is, majority of people aren't going to truly be happy where they work at. But it doesn't mean you're sad or miserable. It's just that you're not like happy. You're just working there. You're okay with it. You can put up with it in a way. It's all about endurance, patience, and ethics as well when it comes to working in the workforce. I tried to start in high school in the workforce, but things weren't working out, so I ended up doing it right after with the workforce program. And I mostly worked with a lot of older people, so because of that, I had more stern and more experience aspect when it comes to working in the workforce compared to my peers, where they're always joking around and slacking off and stuff, and the managers were like, "You're the only one that takes it seriously, huh?" Like, it's just the way I went into the workforce. I didn't go in with peers. I went in with a lot of older people who were just working because even though they were already retired, they were working because they had nothing else to do in life. So they occupied themselves with working and stuff. So that's where I was during that time. So now that I work with peers, I cannot barely do it anymore because most of them are just, I can't put up with them. But this is when I was way younger. But even now, I seem to can't really work with younger people because they're just so, they don't take it seriously. Let's put it like that. Well, anyways, let's talk about Yohane. She was trying to find a job, and she's trying to do fortune telling, setting out flyers, and hoping to get her job off the bounce. But the thing about business is, it doesn't start off like that. It's word of mouth. You need to throw yourself out there, give in some free samples, do a public display, marketing. That's the problem. People think when you start a business, you just create the place and create a product and that's it. But who's going to know about the product? Who's going to trust the product? That's where consumer confidence comes into place. Consumer confidence is when you don't know about a product, but hear someone you really trust about something, gives you advice about that product, and you buy it yourself because of word of mouth. Consumer confidence is what it is. And of course, she doesn't know that. A lot of people don't know that. That's why so many businesses fail, because the lack of networking, the lack of marketing, and no consumer confidence. And so because of that, a lot of businesses fail. So anyways, she wants to find an easy way to make money. So she's traveling around with Haramaru, looking at other jobs. And of course, she meets freaking Chica. Chica is totally different. Remember, this is in the mirror. So some characters are completely different from their original parts. Chica actually enjoys working with her family. They seem to get along. Remember, in the real series, they were always in a form arguing or disagreeing. And Chica was usually slack off when it comes to chores around the house. And she was extremely ambitious and loud and always trying to push everyone to get into trouble. She's not like this in this world. Instead, she's actually very content with her job. She's really good at her job, good teamwork. When Yohane spilled the juice, and then the mom looked around and they all came together, cleaning up the place, calming her down, putting the atmosphere back to the way it was, showing that professionalism when it comes to having that true work ethic is what she had. And of course, she saw Daya, of course, in a high position, as she always is, having a lot of demands that she must meet, and of course giving out orders as well to her subordinates. And you get to see little Ruby as a fairy. Doesn't say much, she just went shh, and she disappears. Oh, okay, I can see little Ruby. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. And of course, we did see you for a while. She was flying across above, and of course, she was talking to Harmaro and kind of falling out. She said something very like saying, all she cared about was money. It must be easy to have a kind of job like that, and working is more than just having money. Some people, of course, you work to have money, but you don't want to work in a place just to make money because you're just not going to be happy. In a way, people work is it gives them value, it gives them life. It defines who they are sometimes, especially when you're trying to make a career out of something. The career will define who you are. That's why you see a lot of rich guys who are extremely rich. All they care about is their work, and they have no true sympathy towards their subordinates because all they care about is getting the job done because that's all they have. They pull their soul, not blood, sweat, and tears, their soul into their business. So because of that, that business is literally a part of them. It is their legacy. Therefore, everything else is below when it comes to standards. That's all they care about is that business. So, of course, a lot of people will have that passion when it comes to their work sometimes, depending on what you work at. So anyways, she's trying to do the fortune telling thing, but she's not good at it. You notice some kids were looking for a ball, but they had no money to give her in the first place. But then we see Rika. And Rika, she's also different. She's actually a zoologist. That's right, she's into animals. The point that she wanted to get lilaps, buy lilaps. And she's like, she's not for sale. That's my sister. We're not buying. You don't sell pets unless they're like baby puppies and stuff, and you sell the baby puppies and stuff. But you don't sell grown ass pets that you're with. That's your family right there, man. You don't do that. No. And she really sucked at that fortune telling. What made her think she could do fortune telling if she's not good at it? Like, what made her think that? Like, what came across her mind thinking she would be good at fortune telling? Well, she had the crystal ball and all that stuff there, so I'm guessing the mom or someone was good at fortune telling or something. But why would she think she was? She really was not thinking this through. Just all she was thinking about was making the money. And then as the kids came back, and then of course all the adults all start running going around town, seeing the flyers and saying, "Hey, can you help me with this?" And this is where she was doing what I was doing a while back when I came to the city. Odd jobs, temp work. A lot of people can't stand staying in the same place, seeing the same faces every day, and dealing with the same BS on a daily basis. It really sucks sometimes. And I understand those kind of people. I was like that too sometimes. When I first got to the city, we would take jobs through agencies, or they'll assign us to different places, and we'll work there for sometimes a day, a week, or even sometimes I wouldn't work at the same place for a month and stuff. And the pay was weekly as well, so it was good. So with that being said, I enjoyed it. Only very few I didn't enjoy, but YOHANE is doing pretty much what I used to do. But it's more hometown errand like. She'll go place to place, helping people out. Trimming bushes, fixing roofs. Just finding missing toys. She was that go-to girl, the jack of all trades, kind of thing. She's a temp worker. That's what she is. Errand girl, temp worker, what do you want to say? It's all the same thing. So she's finding joy in her new job. Even patching things up with Harmaro, showing how, the value of work and work ethics. You can't just do the job and expect just cash for it all the time. You really gotta do the job because you can show some passion and pride as well in your work. For instance, I work in a cooler. I work in a place where a lot of people don't want to work because they can't stand the cold and stuff. Me, I love the cooler. I'm in the cooler because no one really bugs me unless some manager comes and they need me to do something. But that's very often, very few often. And no one talks to me, unless they want me to pull out some eggs or milk, and that's it. But anytime I'm to the cooler, I have my headphones on, I can have my snacks, my drink there, and no one bugs me. And even when it's in the summer, which is the summer right now, I don't gotta deal with the heat. I'm in the cooler. It's cool in here every day, baby, and stuff. So yeah, and because of that, but apparently before I got there, the place was always a mess and things were always unfinished and unorganized. So I got there and I had to deal with that mess. So I was complaining about saying who's gonna fix this, and he says, "Well, they said try having what you want to do inside the cooler and they'll follow it." So that's what happened. I start organizing things, straighten them out. Next thing you know, the place is just clean while I'm there. It's always clean, things are done. And I start having this sort of pride in this work I was doing, where I was doing something that no one was doing until I got there. So now the place is organized and clean and spotless, to the point where the higher ups will come and they'll say, "Wow, most places aren't even like this in their coolers," and they would like to have some examples of that. So I took a lot of pride in that. That I was able to do something that no one was able to do until I got there and stuff. And I know a lot of people look down, oh, it's the cooler, it's just regular labor work. Yes, but it is my labor work. It is my pride, my ethics, my value. And therefore, you should never look down on it, no matter how big or small it may be. So, anyways, I really enjoyed the episode because it was work ethics, something that a lot of people need to understand when it comes to getting a job. We all gotta start somewhere, and how you go forward will determine where you'll end up. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This has been Madcrownxox on Anime, signing out.